items has been apprehended in Kongsamba, one by elements of the research unit of the National Gendarmerie in Kongsamba, Mungo Division of the Littoral Region. Staff Lady Eileen Sama took interest in this story and files and details.
The consignment of household items, including furniture and equipment, recuperated from the home of the supposed thief called Pako in the Edip neighborhood in Kongsamba 1 municipality, were made up of beds, TV screens, musical sets, pots, mattresses, zincs, gas bottles, boxes, among others. These items, according to the inhabitants of the area, who for the past 4 months have been living in insecurity due to the hoodlum, were reportedly stolen from their homes, bought from other thieves, as well as stolen by boys who work for Pako. The operation to track the stolen items was led by Commander of the Research Unit of the Kongsamba National Gendarmerie in the Mungo Division of the Littoral.
Brother, for this morning, I don't wake up, that's what you know. Well, he appeared the people, they talk for us, I come up. And that's how I come up. I see the commandant de la brigade de recherche. Il faut être mais c'est son bâtiment. Il est stop for this quarter. And I wait in the camp catching. Then, that way I don't go down. Where I see commandant so. Quand il est comment for that man, il passe le moteur. Oui, Alain Bino s'est d'abord de ça. Et les passos et les salades, et moi, salade, les bains qui sont faits dans le bord, na yes, no, I didn't say, na sinek, me and the stuff for catching.
According to these inhabitants, the thief is said to be a motorbike rider called Pako.
You will see, say, people don't come up. Sometimes people, all the people, go, they look the cap for that, all that cap away there also. Na tiwe ide for my quartier for this moment that I from that boss I not know because I hear say de l'école ici Pako all on va tomber na avion all on va tomber le meilleur ben sitting for net na tiwe a mon système de membrane and say de le faire le timan before the new say na timan.
These victims of the Edip neighborhood, who have been called by elements of the research unit of the National Gendarmerie in Kongsamba to collect their stolen household items, are glad and can now heave a sigh of relief while asking for a reinforcement in security measures in the municipality and division in general.
311 cases of cholera has been identified in Kese, Etingi, Habiata, and Bamuso since the outbreak of cholera on October 29, 2021. According to Doctors Without Borders, the most affected group of people are fishermen, children under 5, and pupils. Southwest correspondent Clarice Okowe with details.
This is Bamuso, found in the southwest region of Cameroon. This is actually where the first outbreak of cholera was announced on the 29th of October 2021.
The poor quality of water owing to limited water points, poor sanitation system, and the behavior of residents of Bamuso in Dian Division of the Southwest region of Cameroon has been identified as some of the causes for the upsurge in cholera cases. A total of 311 cases of cholera has been identified in Kese, Etingi, Habiata, and Bamuso, according to statistics from Doctors Without Borders. The most affected group of people are fishermen, children under the age of 5, and pupils under the age of 18.
311 cases in the community level, and here we have treated until the last week 140 cases. Okay, most of them, the major group that we have been treating has been fishermen. From the beginning, the number of them has been 9. And 6 of them fishermen.
At this cholera treatment unit installed by Doctors Without Borders, 4 to 5 cases of cholera are reported daily.
Last 4 weeks that we've been here, we've had an average of 1 to 3 patients daily. Them arrive here as severe cases, and we rehydrate them to replace the fluid that they have lost. And on average, we replace like 6 to 8 liters of fluid.
Doctors Without Borders has been working in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Health to provide aid to the affected population.
Frequent stool and the stool as the rice, water, this is how we take and inform the hierarchy. We have a cholera outbreak in Bamuso. Center help the population by giving a free treatment while waiting for the government, because at that time the government not still be aware.
A gesture well appreciated by inhabitants of Bamuso, with 140 out of 311 identified cholera cases treated.
Doctors Without Borders, they receive the patient, they treat them, sometimes they feed them, sometimes they pay their transport back home.
However, mass vaccination remains a main challenge, as about 10,270 beneficiaries are being targeted by Doctors Without Borders while waiting on WHO and the Ministry of Public Health to provide the vaccines.
Signing out for my Media Prime, I am Clarice Ekowe from Bamuso.
Now, councillors of the Womb Council in Menchum Division of the Northwest Region have adopted 951 million CFA franc for the 2022 financial year. It was christened a budget of peace, infrastructural development and inclusiveness. Northwest correspondent Charles Akeba tells us more.
Meeting in a session December 15, 2021 at the Womb Town Hall under the supervision of the Senior Divisional Officer for Menchum, Abdullahi Aliu, councillors of the Womb Council in Menchum Division of the Northwest have adopted the 2022 budget of the council, christened the budget of peace, consolidation, infrastructural development and inclusiveness. Womb Council Mayor Drambong Anthony, who doubles as the first Vice National President of the UCCC, enlisted the projects envisaged for 2022. The councillors adopt the Womb Council budget for 2022, which balances in revenue and expenditure at 951 million francs CFA, representing an increase of 0.1% compared to the 2021 budget, with 22 projects to be financed by the investment budget and 13 from the public investment budget. The Womb Council plans to carry out 14 projects with the collaboration of some sector ministries.
If you see what has been done, first and foremost, the budget is baptized the budget of consolidation of peace, infrastructural development, and inclusiveness, which has summarized the projects that we are going to do. We have the markets, which are going to come up. Again, we're going to construct some market sheds. We have the major streets inside the town here from SDO's residents, from Nikon Junction to SDO residents. We have health centers that need to be recruited. We have the council farm, which is going to come up with what we call P4, with the production of poultry, piggery, pineapple, pepper, and plantains. We have the completion of the Womb Town Hall. We have schools that we are taking into consideration. We have an amount that we have voted to support the incident that happened on the 18th of October 2021 inside the town. And as we say that too much work without playing makes Jack a dull boy, we are equally voted a mega sum of 2 million francs for the Womb Council Unity and Peace Tournament for 2022.
With project execution rate of 72.8% public investment, the council is sure to have 100% execution rate by the end of the year.
Yeah, the 2021 fiscal year saw the construction of heavy sheds, beautiful sheds in the Womb Council market. We saw in agriculture, we saw the construction of some farm-to-market roads. We saw in education, renovation of most of the dilapidated structures, GPS Group 1 Womb, GPS Zone for Group 1 and 2, GS Agoli, and name so many others. We saw the recruitment of some nurses in some of the health centers in Womb municipality, and other major projects as far as the roads and road infrastructure is concerned.
The Womb councillors decried their lofty vision for an advanced municipality and hampered by poor road network into the municipality, which is the divisional headquarters. Before the budgetary session, the councillors and Mayor Drambong Anthony visited some ongoing projects: the futuristic Womb Town Hall, newly constructed market sheds at the Womb Main Market, the small ruminant market, and the giant ultra-modern Womb Market for cattle.
In the southwest region, the Boya Council will run on a budget of 2.8 billion for the year 2022. This was disclosed during the second ordinary session of the Boya Council that held on December 15, 2021. Clarissa Kwe once again.
8 billion francs CFA have been adopted as budget for the Boya Council for the 2022 financial year. This was disclosed during the 2021 budgetary session of the Boya Council set aside to examine and adopt the budget for the Boya Council for the 2022 financial year. In his opening speech, Barrister David Mafani Namange, Mayor of the Boya Council, disclosed that for the 2021 financial year, a number of projects were realized despite the challenges brought about by the security crisis and the COVID-19 pandemic. Among the projects realized were the disinfection of the Moliko Omnisport Stadium during the African Nations Championship and other public spaces against the COVID-19 pandemic. In the domain of public transport, the Boya Council extended the road from Afosi to the wrestling field in Boya Town. The mayor went further to reveal that the annual holiday job program to gainfully employ some youth has been a priority of the Boya Council.
This year we had some young people who were here for holiday job. We intend to do that again and according and following the proposals of our education committee.
In the sector of hygiene and the fight against urban disorder, the council engaged in the demolition of structures on existing roads in a bid to extend the roads and keep the city clean ahead of AFCON 2021. Highlighting the priority areas for the 2022 financial year, Mayor David Mafani unveiled that focus will be on the completion of the Boya Central Market, the provision of healthcare to the population of Boya, water supply, among others.
Our priority areas, which are those of primary health care, water and sanitation, the building and completion, if possible, of the Boya Central Market.
Presiding during this budgetary session of the Boya Council, the representative of the SGO for Fako, Abba Abdurrahman, in his closing remark congratulated the Boya Council for project realized, while calling on the councillors to collaborate in order to ensure that the budget for the 2022 financial year will be realized.
In a related story, the Limbe 3 Council has adopted over 800 million CFA franc as budget for the 2022 financial year. This was during the second ordinary session of the Council presided at by the Mayor for Limbe 3 Council, Seke Luma Dibouti. Catherine Ekongwe completes the story.
The sum of 800 million francs CFA has been adopted as budget for 2022 financial year during the second ordinary session of the Limbe 3 Council. According to the Mayor Seke Luma Dibouti, the budget is balanced on both revenue and expenditure at the sum of 800 million francs CFA. Recurrent revenue stands at 480 million francs CFA, representing 60%, while investment stands at 320 million francs CFA, representing 40% of the budget investment. The mayor cited some developmental projects realized in 2021, which includes rehabilitation of GS Mabeta Extension, construction of municipal apartments, construction of zootechnical and veterinary centers, rehabilitation of solar lighting within Limbe 3 municipality, rehabilitation and equipping of Kange Health Center, among others. He reiterates that the focus remains creating revenue sources to ensure a steady income. Despite factors such as poor road network, which have caused many setbacks, efforts will not be relented. The mayor as well says that after a long battle, there are hopes of seeing the realization of the roads project from Man-O-War Bay to Dikolo. Mayor Seke Dibouti expressed utmost satisfaction at the recent cancellation of the contract of Renaissance Enterprise and hopes that the new contractor selected will complete the tarring of the road. He added that the council will undertake some projects to revamp tourist attraction, especially with the upcoming AFCON 2021. Presently, the council is carrying out some cleanup work at the slave trade site under the impetus of the Ministry of Arts and Culture.
Now, to ensure a COVID-19-free tournament access into various states during Africa Cup of Nations will only be after the presentation of a negative COVID-19 test result and a COVID-19 vaccination card at the entrance. This information was disclosed yesterday, December 16, during a joint interministerial conference in Yaoundé between Public Health Minister Manawuda Malachi, Minister of Sport and Physical Education Narcisse Mwelekombi, and the Secretary General of the African Football Federation. Speaking during the conference, Minister Manawuda Malachi reassured the population that Cameroon is ready for the competition. However, it is imperative to take precautionary measures. He encouraged massive COVID-19 screening and a massive vaccination of all Cameroonian football lovers. Now, members of the local organizing committee of the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations in the West region, headed by Governor Fon Quinter, have declared the region set for the competition. This was after a meeting yesterday, December 6, 2021. Get full details right ahead. With 23 days to go until the Africa Cup of Nations kicks off in Cameroon on January 9, Bafoussam, one of the host cities, is ready. Football pitches, hotels, roads, hospitals and other facilities are all set. The revelation was made by the governor of the West region, Fon Quinter, who doubles as president of the local organizing committee of the AFCON.
I want to let you know that we are globally ready for the AFCON competition. What we're doing is just cutting the T's and dotting the I's. And we are emphasizing and working on preparing, sensitizing the population to be able to come out massively for this great event. Also, and emphasizing on the aspects of hygiene and sanitation, as well as security. So the different commissions, they've presented the situation, I think, at the level of the hotels. Our airport is ready. The playgrounds are equally ready. The referral hospital in Kwekong has been inaugurated by the Prime Minister.
In a bid to ensure that work done in all aspects is completed before the arrival of various teams, members of the local organizing committee met yesterday in Bafoussam to take stock of all facilities to host the upcoming football jamboree. The state of security in the West region ahead of AFCON and end-of-year festivities also came under scrutiny. It was disclosed that security dispositions have been put in place, with residents encouraged to be more vigilant.
Everybody should be a security agent. We have to globally ensure that there is no hitch in this competition. In the event of any useful information, they should make it available to the competent authorities who are ready to step in to ensure that overall everything goes on hitch-free. We're so concerned for the end-of-year festivities. We are so concerned with this AFCON competition, and we want it to be a jamboree. We want it to be a festival at the level of the West.
Closing the meeting, members of various committees were charged to do a follow-up and ensure all facilities attain 100% completion rate before participating teams arrive the West region of Cameroon for the 2022 Africa Cup of Nations. To religious news, Christians of the Apostolic Church in Cameroon have been called upon to carry the message of peace just as Christ did. The call was made by the National President of the Apostolic Church in Cameroon during the 62nd International Convention that took place in Limbe recently. Kuma Honore with details in the following report.
Christians of the Apostolic Church in Cameroon and the world at large have celebrated the 62nd International Convention of the Apostolic Church in Cameroon recently in Limbe. The convention, which took place at the jungle village of the Limbe Botanic Gardens, took place on the theme, Jesus the Prince of Peace in Turbulent Times. The high point of the convention was the induction into office of the 9th National President of the Apostolic Church in Cameroon and his vice, Reverend Dr. Sunday Mosamia Mbote and S.M. Fonyong, respectively. The induction rituals was performed by Apostle Dr. E.S. Awujede, Vice President of the Apostolic Church, Nigeria. He called on Christians to be ambassadors of peace and enthrone Jesus, the Prince of Peace, in their hearts and daily lives. He challenged the national president and his vice to depend on God as shepherd of the Lord's flock and endeavor to collaborate with the National Apostolic Council in the discharge of their duties.
Jesus is relevant parce que Jésus, in time of peace, et en temps de war, en temps de guerre, at all time, et à tout moment, Jesus is relevant.
In his acceptance speech, the national president, Reverend Dr. Sunday Musami Amboti, urged apostolic Christians to be princes and princesses of peace, just like the Master Jesus Christ. He called on Cameroonians to turn to God for lasting solutions to the crisis plaguing Cameroon. The 5 days international convention saw the participation of delegates from the Apostolic Church in Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Niger Republic, Nigeria, US of A, and Switzerland. The convention was characterized by praise and worship festivals with prominent gospel artists and choirs nationwide. The convention, which takes place after every 2 years, recorded the salvation of souls, miracles, healing from incurable diseases, breaking of demonic curses, edification and comfort of many through the power of God at work in men of God.
The 9th edition of the Balafon Music Award has taken place here in the nation's economic capital, Douala. This was last night as music lovers gathered at the Place Saint David Avenue to give the event a special touch. Dolingante was there. She brought back the following.
It was a blast last night during the 2021 edition of the Balafon Music Award as celebrities and fans from in and out of the country converged at the Place Saint David premises, Bonanjo Douala, to celebrate excellence in music. But what is the drive?
It's for us to give opportunity to artists to perform themselves, to give us the title in the music, the best title, to create competition and make the promotion of excellence.
With 50 nominees contesting over 14 awards, Witty Minstrel was stamped winner of the day as he wrote back home, grabbing 3 awards for himself thanks to his single hit, Be Proud.
Oh, this means everything to me, actually. You know, from creation, like when I started creating the song, I had a feeling, and I actually transmitted the feeling that I had in me on the song, and it is everybody is loving it, and I'm so happy. It is giving me this. So this is not the first, it's not the second, and I've been taking many, but I am so happy. This one is so special to me.
Talking further with the brain behind the highly recommended award-giving ceremony in Cameroon, we are told what special touch the 9th edition received once more.
First of all, in the past time, we have the jury who choose the artists and make the public who choose the winners. This year it was very different. The public chose the artists and the public chose the winners. Secondly, this year we give the prize to DJ and beatmaker till we never done before.
And a little feedback may just be needed for upgrade.
I want to know if this kind of event is very good for you. It's very good for you, it's very good for us. I want to know what we are awesome to do for you.
Animated with a cross range of Cameroonian musical genres such as the 2021 edition of the Balafon Music Award was top-notch all round.
Congratulations to the laureates. And Mola, the official mascot of AFCON, was in Bamenda, northwest region of the country. The heavily guarded mascot tore the streets of Abakwa yesterday, December 16, 2021. Northwest correspondent Charles Akeba accompanied the mascot.
Mula, the official mascot ahead of the AFCON, was in Bamenda this December 16, 2021. To welcome the mascot to the region, the Secretary General at the Northwest Governor's Office, Viang Mekala, thanked the organizers for thinking of Northwest region, sending the mascot officially. The Mula mascot toured the streets of Bamenda from upstation when it arrived the region through Finance Junction, Mobile Nkwen, Cow Street, Veterinary Junction, Sunak Street, City Chemist Roundabout, Commercial Avenue, Old Town and back to upstation before leaving the Northwest region to the West region, host of one of the AFCON polls. To Bamenda City Council Mayor Paul Achumbong Tembeng, Bamenda City and the people of the region are anxiously waiting the indomitable Lions to return to Bamenda with the trophy.
Welcome Mula in Bamenda. We are anxiously waiting for the kickstart of the games. Mola, we are anxiously waiting for Cameroon to return to Bamenda with the trophy, to take the blessings of all the people of Bamenda back to the camp of the Lion, which you are here representing, and tell them that our blessings and our prayers go with them. And all we are hoping and expecting is the victory. God bless Cameroon. God bless our illustrious President, His Excellency President Paul Biya.
Northwest Fecafoot President Biga Felix, who doubles as the mayor of Bamenda 1 Council.
It's a big pleasure for us. That is show that Bamenda is part of the AFCON. And I think as a region, as a president of Fecafoot, we are all mobilized and we are all preparing to host the Nation Cup.
Total Energy's African Cup of Nations 2021, Mula has made his presence felt in the Northwest region and revives hope to footballers and lovers in the region. All is set for the AFCON, the African Cup of Nations.
We've come to the end of today's edition of Prime News on My Media Prime Television. My name is Fon Quinter. Have a blessed weekend in the company of more programs on The African Eye. We meet again next week for another edition of news. Good night.